In this video, we'll take an interface tour of Expression Media to get you familiar with some of the ways you can select and work with files, and the specific functions available in the toolbar across the top of the user interface. Most of Expression Media's functions affect the file or files that are currently selected. When you have a catalog open, you can select a file in the main catalog view by clicking once on a file thumbnail. If you look at the bottom right of the catalog window, you can see how many items there are in the whole catalog list here, how many you currently have selected here, and which item in the list you've selected by its position number within the catalog list. You can select more than one file by clicking the first one and then holding the Command key down while you click on others, adding to your selection. Notice at the bottom the number increases as you select more files. You can deselect all by clicking in the background area on the side. Selecting a range of files is as easy as clicking on the first one you want and then holding the Shift key down as you click on the last file in your selection range. Notice that the first file you selected has a tan-colored outline and the rest of the files in the selection range are outlined in blue. The tan coloration is so that you know which selected file is your anchor point. If I change my range to be files before the tan one by shift-clicking a file before it, watch how my selection changes. The range is always routed to the first file you clicked on. When you have one or more files selected, all of the toolbar buttons at the top of the catalog window become active. These buttons all perform functions on the group of selected files or your catalog at large. From left to right, the toolbar consists of the Open With tool, which allows you to open the selected file in a specific application that you may have installed, like Photoshop or Preview. The Show Media File tool will pop open a standard System Finder window with a selected file or files highlighted. This is the fastest way to find out where the original file is located, perfect for making ad hoc backups or duplicates of originals. Trash Selection will delete the thumbnail from your catalog and move the file to the trash in the Mac OS. When you next empty the trash, the original file will be deleted from your computer. If you just wish to remove a file from your catalog and keep the original on your computer, select the thumbnail and press the Delete key on your keyboard instead. Next is the Send Email button, which will create a new email in Entourage or Mail with the original file attached. If the original file is too large for email, the Send Email dialog box allows you to compress the image to JPEG at a specified quality and pixel size in width. You can even add a watermark to your images automatically, and set that image here. Watermark images need to be image files that have been created with a transparency layer. You can't use a JPEG for a watermark, for example. For best results, the TIFF file format is recommended. You also have other options such as including a media summary or embedding the metadata into the file so that when your recipient opens the file, they will have access to all of your annotations. One more thing to note about sending emails from catalogs is that a copy of the file that is being attached to the email is made on the fly and moved to a directory that you can specify here. That file can be deleted after the email is sent, and again, the original file will be untouched, and the file will remain in the catalog as normal. Click OK and send the email. Next is the Voice Annotation button, which allows you to record an audio note that will be contained within your selected digital file. If you have a microphone on your computer, click Voice Annotation and record your voice note by clicking the Record button, which is the circle, and then save when you're done. You can set your audio compression by choosing Compression from the menu. By default, voice annotations are played automatically during a slideshow that contains any voice annotated files. This can be turned off in slideshow settings. If a voice annotation has been recorded into a file that another person sends you, you can play the annotation at any time by selecting Listen from the Voice Annotation toolbar menu. The same goes for anything you may have recorded with your files. You can also import an existing audio file and add it to a file's metadata simply by choosing Import from the same menu. The next two buttons will allow you to assign a colored label to your files and to rate your media using the 5-star system. You can label and rate files as well by selecting them and pressing 0 through 9 on your keyboard, 0 being no label and 1 through 9 being various colors. And by modifying your number keys with the Control key, you can rate each media file or group of files with that number of stars. For example, Control 4 gives a file 4 stars, and the 4 key alone turns it brown. Next, you have your View Options panel, where you can make font and background color choices for your catalogs. as well as which annotation fields to display under each thumbnail, and various other display options. You can save your view settings and then choose between these saved themes on a catalog by catalog or moment by moment basis. Sorting options are the next toolbar menu and allow you to choose whether you'd like to sort your view by random, default, label, or rating sort, or by a file property, a specific place, or any default or custom annotation term. If your selected file is a movie or audio file, you can select it in the catalog and then press Play Media in the toolbar here to watch or hear your file right from the main catalog window. The next toolbar button opens your selected file in the Light table, allowing you to view the image in full size in an independent window, from which you can also label and rate the asset, get additional information about the file, trash it, rotate it, or zoom in and out. Select multiple files before clicking the Light table button and do a 2-up or 4-up comparative view. It works particularly well for comparisons as the files are linked and you can drag your zoom around and all the files in the multi-up Light table will move in sync with one another. Next is the Slideshow button. Select a group of files and click. Once you're in slideshow mode, you have a slideshow toolbar allowing you to change your size, transitions, number of images per slide. You can even pause, go forward and back all through the controls available here. Voice annotations will play by default if they exist, and you can go to specific files by choosing ratings and labels here. Or specific keyword terms, you can even go to an image on the fly by double-clicking one of the images in the list here. Try setting a transition here before selecting the file. You can hide the slideshow controls to have an uninterrupted slideshow by pressing Return to toggle between Show and Hide, and you can press Escape or double-click at any time to stop and exit slideshow mode. The next button opens up your image editing tools, which we'll cover in the next video. And then you have the Print button, which allows you to print contact sheets or contents lists, and more. Finally, you have the Help button, which opens Expression Media 2 Help documentation, which should be your first stop whenever you have a question about using Expression Media. It's an incredibly well-designed help viewer with advanced search and a browsable table of contents, and the articles are very clearly written to get you moving forward quickly. On the far right is the Term Search field that you can use to sort and filter your catalog files by keyword term, file type, or year. Just type your term in and press Return. In the next video in this series, we will investigate Expression Media's many view modes and look at how to go about annotating your files, creating keyword terms, and editing your images.